Hello. As most of you probably have figured out by now, I'm a pretty big fan of the Beatles. I've accumulated a bit of a Beatles record collection, and I thought I'd show you that. One thing I need to tell you though is, I'm not really one for having, mint condition records or anything like that. I'm just in it to see how many of the Beatles records I can get. A lot of the records I have are in really good condition. And I don't play them often, so, I do try to keep them nice, but I'm not, I don't go crazy or anything like that with, the mintiness, so yeah, I'll start showing you. Alright, our first record here is, Introducing the Beatles. This is like the US equivalent of Please Please Me, that album. Got all those songs on there. An interesting thing to note about this one is it's actually the first US album that they released, but this one claims to be the first album. I don't get that. This is really the first album here, not that one. But anyway, yeah, Introducing the Beatles. Another thing to note about this record is apparently there's counterfeit versions of this one. I don't know if this is one of them or not. Apparently you could figure that out by looking at the E in honey, and if there's a little missing piece in the E, that means it's counterfeit. I don't see a missing piece of the E, so I guess it's real. This was one that my parents owned. They bought this one a while back. So, yeah. Still in really good condition too. The cover's intact and everything. It's got a sleeve inside. Meet the Beatles, the second album, not the first. I don't get that. But yep, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got the 4 Beatles there. Got a good selection of songs on there. Yep. And then we have the Beatles' third album. Yep. I don't understand that. But anyway, this one again is in good condition like the other two. The entire album cover is intact. This was one of my parents'. The record is fine too. It's in very good shape. Hard Day's Night. Now this album cover did fall apart a little bit. It looks like my dad taped it back up on the sides here. And that's been holding it together pretty well. The actual album cover, though, it looks pretty nice still. Still got a shine to it. And doesn't look like it faded very much. Yep. It's pretty cool. Of course, these are all US records. Beatles 65. This was my parents' too. This is the mono version. I think This is like the equivalent of Beatles for Sale, which was released in the UK. It's got a lot of songs from that UK version, so I'm guessing this is like Beatles for Sale. Yep. And then I have the stereo version here. I had to fix this record up a bit. I used packaging tape, because packaging tape doesn't look ugly. It's very transparent, so I like using that instead. So you could see the bottom was coming apart here. I just put a layer of packaging tape over it and fixed it up. The actual record itself is in really good shape, though, I think. I didn't check it recently, though, so I don't really remember, but... And this was another one of my parents' records here. Help. The cover is in very good shape. So is the record. Get a good shot of the 4 Beatles there. Yep, they're looking pretty good. And then Rubber Soul. Now this album cover was also in kind of bad shape. I got this one at a flea market for like $10. I taped the top here again, and the bottom too. But the actual record itself is good. And then we have Sgt. Pepper. Now this record is in excellent condition. When I played it, I didn't hear any pops or crackles in the sound. It was in very good shape. And it's in the plastic, as you can see. And there's a Paul is Dead rumor right there. Yep, pretty cool. Yep. This one's another one that's in really good shape, too. I actually bought this one quite recently from a local record store. Yeah, they actually still sell records, if you know where to go. Yep. It's like my favorite album because it's so weird. And then we have the Beatles' White Album. I only played this one once, and the one time I played it, it literally sounded perfect. I mean, there were no pops in it whatsoever. So this record was kept in very good condition. I actually bought it at an antique shop, of all places. And, yep. It's not the embossed version with the embossed lettering, but it's still the White Album, and yep, it's in good condition. And yep, they call it the White Album for a reason. Yep. Yeah. Then we have the Let It Be album. This one I got from a thrift store from my friend. It actually wasn't in bad shape. The record itself is also in pretty good shape. It's got its sleeve there. I did tape it a little bit because the torn part was bugging me, but still in pretty decent shape. 4 Beatles there. A New Phase Beatles album. Weird. But yep, that's Let It Be. Here's their compilation album, double disc set. Now this one was a mess. Not the records themselves. The records are in pretty okay shape, but the album cover was in terrible shape. I literally had to retape this one together. What I did with this one and Beatles 65, I believe, was I made those two records didn't have inner sleeves. So what I did was I cut out some newspaper and made my own inner sleeves for these records out of newspaper. I don't know if newspaper, doing it that way is the best thing for the record. I probably should get proper inner sleeves, but I imagine doing that is better than having the record in nothing at all, you know. If I backtrack a bit here, this one, this Beatles 65 stereo edition, you could see that I also made a inner sleeve for this one too out of newspaper. So just to show you what I did with these, just trying to keep them, you know, in an orderly condition, you know. But yep. Put that back underneath. Keep it in chronological order here. This next record is weird. Beatle Talk. This is actually a record of like Beatles interviews and stuff. I have never seen anything like this before. Not on eBay, not on the internet. No one else I knew had it. I've never even heard of it, so I picked it up because it looked cool. And it's actually a pretty cool recording. And the record itself is in very good condition. Just basically a few interviews with the Beatles. Quite an interesting listen. And then last but not least, I have the Love album. And this one is in perfect condition. I only played it once. And I did open it, but I only played it once, and I'm trying to keep it in really good condition. Let's double disc set here. And I gotta say, it sounds amazing on vinyl. Yep. And that's it. That's my Beatles record collection. Apparently, they only made 5,000 copies of this one, too. So that's another interesting tidbit about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I also have 2 other records here from their solo years, Band on the Run and All Things Must Pass. So yep. And then I have another Magical Mystery Tour here, but it's in really crappy condition, so I'm probably gonna, get rid of it somehow. But anyway, yep. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and Happy recording.